up for my man Burnei Mac.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
The inspiration.
I said, Mom, that's what I'm gonna do. I said, I'm gonna be a comedian so you never have to cry again.
The struggles.
Whatever job he could do to bring in some money for his family, that's what he did.
The successes.
The Burnei Mac show started when I was 5 years old.
Bernard Jeffrey McCullough was born on the south side of Chicago on October 5th, 1957. His mother, Mary, was a smart, level-headed woman, but she had gotten pregnant after falling for the line of Burnei's father, Jeffrey Harris. Burnei's parents never married, and his father was rarely around. But Burnei did have a loving extended family that included aunts and uncles, a brother, and several cousins. Burnei grew up poor, but his mother and grandparents made sure he had a rich outlook on life.
They always taught us to believe in what we wanted to do. I mean, that sticks with you. Don't let anybody put you down. You know, you can do anything you want to do.
In 1964, when he was 6, Burnei found his mother crying in the living room and discovered the power of comedy.
I said, Mom, don't cry. I said, Mom, don't cry. And Bill Cosby came on television and started doing his thing. And my mother broke out laughing. And I said, Mom, that's what I'm gonna do. I said, I'm gonna be a comedian so you never have to cry again.
Television became a key part of Burnei's childhood. The family sitcoms of the 1960s became a window into an idealized world where fathers and sons got along and laughter solved everything. Burnei's favorite program was The Andy Griffith Show. Television also taught Burnei how to be funny.
You know, they just don't make men like you anymore.
He imitated all the greats: Bill Cosby, Jackie Gleason, Moms Mabley, Flip Wilson, and the star of Sanford and Son, Red Fox. Burnei loved the character of Fred Sanford, and one Sunday, while directing the church's children's choir, the budding comedian gave the congregation a taste of TV's favorite junkman.
He just bust into a Fred Sanford, grabbed his heart in his chest, and he was directing, going back and forth, directing the choir. And I looked over at my grandmother. Oh, if we could get a picture of her face. I mean, it was incredible. He got in trouble big time for that, doing Sanford and Son. But it was okay with him, because he's going to do something else.
He always said he was gonna be an entertainer. Even when he was a kid, he's gonna be an entertainer.
Burnei was just naturally funny. Just let's get that straight.
Burnei wasn't the first in his family to try show business. His brother, Daryl, had a brief brush with fame as a guitarist for the singing group The Shy-Lights.
I admired his style. I admired him from the way he kept himself up, but he was just too selfish and arrogant.
Daryl ultimately left The Shy-Lights, but Burnei still inspired. Though he didn't think much of Daryl's attitude, 15-year-old Burnei soon began imitating his brother's slick look.
He would make sure he combed his hair, make sure his teeth was okay. You know, just start soaking his nails and like joy. Dishwashing liquid, you know. You got a fingernail file, you know, just taking more interest in things like that.
Burnei's life was on track. Though he wasn't the best student, he had avoided all the pitfalls that claim many young black men in the inner city. But it was the 1970s, and drugs were everywhere. Burnei wasn't interested, but marijuana was a favorite with some of his peers.
He majored in machine shop, and a lot of the guys in machine shop shot dice. They got high and stuff like that, and he would play the role, but he didn't get high. And one guy set him up, and I think they put something in it, and because he really flipped out.
Burnei's first time smoking marijuana landed him in the emergency room.
I never will forget the look on my mother's face. The doctor said, "Son, You got angel dust all in your system. Your nervous system is shot. I was on medication for 2 years.
Burnei had learned the hard way. He wasn't going to let anything or anyone mess up his life again. But in 1973, as Burnei entered the 11th grade, he was hit with another crisis when cancer took the life of his mother. Burnei was heartbroken, and he faced more tragedy the following year when his brother Daryl died suddenly of a heart attack. Burnei was devastated, but he didn't let his feelings show.
I always looked at Burnei as laughing behind his tears. He was strong. He was tough. He's seen that there's life and there's death.
Burnei had taken hard knocks, but he still had his dream. His 16-year-old kept telling jokes to anyone who would listen, at school, on the street, even while riding the L.
Burnei would just stand up on the L and just crack jokes. I'm like, boy, sit down. You don't know these people. I mean, he would have an audience. He would talk about your mother. He would talk about you. And it would just keep coming and keep coming, and you just keep laughing.
Burnei had learned how to be a straight comic, but now at age 29, he was ready to be himself. Doing material that came from his soul was a revelation.
A lot of Burnei's comedy is cultural. It drew upon his, ethnicity and his past. And you don't necessarily have to be an African American to appreciate Burnei.
Like his idols, Red Fox and Richard Pryor, Burnei used the shock value of foul language and off-color stories to give his comedy an edge.
When he does it, I mean, he's awfully funny, and people don't take it personally. It's not meant to be taken personally. It's just comedy.
One of the first clubs that Burnei used to test his new act was the Cotton Club, Chicago's famed jazz venue. Monday was amateur night. It was a predominantly black crowd, and Burnei let loose.
I don't care what we do, blacks are serious. We could be playing jacks. We'd be serious in the mall. I'm on my threes, bitch!
Burnei had found his own. Recognition led to a string of high-profile gigs. Burnei opened for Dionne Warwick, Natalie Cole, and even his idol, Red Fox. Then in 1993, TV viewers got a taste of what clubgoers had been roaring at for years when the 35-year-old appeared on the HBO series Def Comedy Jam. Audiences on the raucous show were known for heckling comedians they didn't like, but Burnei was determined to win them over.
The audience was hostile. And I came out and I did my little walk on and everything. And I cut it off. And I said,
I ain't scared of you, mother.
The crowd loved Burnei's in-your-face attitude, and the improvised catchphrase quickly became part of his act.
He would use it in approaching his audience to let the audience know, no matter what you do, how you do it, you can heckle, boo, whatever you want. I ain't scared.
hi, how you doing?
Although most of white America still had no idea who Burnei Mac was, in the African-American community, he'd become a star.
On the Chitlin Circus, as they call it, where it's all black people know you. He was very well received on those circuits.
I've never seen it like this. Unbelievable.
He's one of the funniest men ever. I'm out here to laugh tonight. I know you have money.
But he was trying to get into movies, too, at that time. And he figured that would really bring him to mainstream.
Mac's first film was the Damon Wayans comedy Mo Money. Burnei played a doorman, and though he appeared only briefly in the movie, the role helped him land other small parts in a series of predominantly black.
He was the cameo guy. Burnei Mac comes into a movie, he steals your movie, and then he goes back on the road.
Badass Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was your badass boy. I love you, man. That motherfucker break his damn ankle. Coach lay down and all. That motherfucker.
Look, she bending over. Lord have mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want. Excuse me, brother. Miss Parker! Miss Parker! Can I talk to you for a minute? We didn't even do nothing. You think you tough? You look so tough now, little nigga. Hate you black bastards. You stink. I hate your black skin. I hate your black pants. I hate black pepper. I hate black keys on the piano. I hate my gums because they black. I hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips. I hate the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. Ah! And most of all, I hate that black-ass Wesley Snipes. Move it!
It also coincided with an invitation for Burnei to become a part of a major comedy event. The Kings of Comedy was a nationwide tour that featured the stand-up routines of Guy Torry, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Burnei Mac.
Damn, man, white folks here to see me? That a bitch? Hey! Boy, when white folks come see you, know you successful, ain't it? I'm going to see Burn.
And it came right on time because I was getting burned out. I was doing 2 hours, an hour, 45 minutes a night. 43 weeks out of the year. I got to the point where I got sick of hearing myself.
Then this 2-year-old with her no sleeping ass, she'll never want to go to sleep like she'll, you know, my sister got high with her, you know what I mean? Like she must have smoked reefer with her and did coke, because she hungry all the time and she wide alert, you know?
Burnei was rejuvenated by the less demanding work schedule, and soon the show became bigger than anyone could imagine.
Initially, they did 30 dates, sold them all out. And then they went larger, and they went larger. At one point, the Kings of Comedy tour was the most profitable tour on the road in the United States, period.
I came in the house the other day at 1 o'clock in the morning. The 6-year-old gonna walk past me like I'm a visitor. The 2-year-old sent him downstairs to get her some milk and cookies. I said, where you going? Get some milk and cookies. I said, Pip is kind of late. Go on back in the room. He gonna go in the room, 2-year-old say, where the milk and cookies at? He gonna tell her, him downstairs. Like I ain't got no damn name.
In 2000, Spike Lee documented the phenomenon with his concert film, The Original Kings of Comedy. D.L. Hughley, who had his own sitcom, replaced Guy Torry. Burnei Mac was now suddenly in the center of the spotlight.
They known Steve and Cedric from Steve Harvey's show on WB. They've known D.L. Hughley from being in variety shows, but Burnei, who's this guy? Who's this guy that's going on last and destroying the crowd? Now everybody wants to know Burnei Mac.
When the dust settled, many were asking the same question. Why doesn't Burnei Mac have his own TV show?
Hey, man, now how come everybody got their own TV show except you, man?
Because they're scared of me. You know, I mean, because certain players, my presence is just too strong, Chris. And you know, it's by choice because I really haven't found the right vehicle for me. I can't be watered down. See, and they, you know.
You the uncut thump.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They don't want to see me like that.
Cause I see some whack ass brothers with some TV shows.
Well, you know, they give out TV show like government cheese. You know what I mean? Everybody got a goddamn show. You know, but you know what? The thing is, you have to know where you are within yourself. You know, and I do Burnei Mac. I don't worry about what somebody else does. I got to do what I have to do. Mainstream didn't make Burnei Mac. Hollywood didn't make Burnei Mac. These people out here.
They didn't know what to do with Burnei Mac before. They didn't know how they could put him on TV. They didn't know how he could be funny.
I don't think it bothered him that much because he always said he really didn't want to do TV because TV handcuffs you. It stops him from being who he is. But he said if the right show came along, then he would consider it.
One man who thought he knew how to bring Burnei to television was producer Larry Wilmore, a veteran of the hit Fox TV series In Living Color. Wilmore's idea was to take Burnei's outspoken attitudes about child rearing and pit them against a politically correct world that favored timeouts over corporal punishment. The show would be based on Burnei's stand-up routine about raising his sister's kids.
You know, my sister do drugs. The state was gonna take the kids away, you know? But my black ass had to volunteer and accept these sons of bitches.
Most networks were concerned that Mac's take-no-prisoners brand of comedy would never fly on television. But in 1999, Fox TV decided to take the risk. Mac put his heart and soul into the new series, juggling humor, drama, and an emotional resonance not usually found in half-hour sitcoms.
I'm gonna kill one of them kids.
Whatever.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love them. They my blood. I give them the shirt off my back. You ever see a chicken with his neck wrong, laying to the side all lazy and weak? That's what I'm gonna do to them kids. Talk back to me one more time. Snap! I'm gonna snap their neck off.
The Burnei Mac Show premiered on Fox Television on November 14th, 2001. Joining Burnei as his on-screen family was Kalita Smith as his wife, Wanda, and Camilla Winbush, Jeremy Suarez, and Dee Dee Davis as the three kids dropped into his lap.
I knew that it would either rise to the top or it would go underneath the radar and it would be a thing that people just didn't get because of the style. It was very innovative.
You keep on talking to me with that attitude, little girl. I may not be your daddy, but I'll whoop your ass just like your daddy.
And you'll go to jail like you was my daddy, too.
Don't come out. I'm gonna bust your head to the white meat. Come on out, Vanessa. That's right, I said I'm gonna bust her head to the white meat show. And I ain't ashamed that I said it. Ain't nobody gonna make me take it back.
From its pilot episode, audiences embraced Uncle Burnei's no-nonsense approach to fatherhood.
Yeah, I know what you're saying to Mac. I don't care what you're talking about. Burnei Mac cruel, Burnei Mac beat his kids. I don't care.
And critics applauded the show's insightful mix of comedy and genuine emotion.
In my house is all my stuff. And you are not to touch my stuff without my permission. Let me break it down. Don't touch my TV. Don't touch my DVD. Don't touch my dual deck VCR. And most definitely don't touch the remote that works the TV, the DVD, and the dual deck VCR. Any questions?
Can we touch?
No, you can't touch nothing. Matter of fact, don't even look at it. When you walk past it, close your eyes.
Burnei also brought style to his sitcom by breaking the fourth wall and speaking directly to his audience.
When I say I want to kill those kids, you know what I mean. I don't have to explain. Yeah, my sister's on drugs. That's okay. Some of your family members messed up, too. What am I supposed to do? Allow these three kids to go to the state or some foster home or some white couple? Hold on. This ain't about race. It's not about race. I just don't want to hear them talking all proper like that, you know what I'm saying?
Beneath the surface, The Burnei Mac Show was a loving tribute to Mac's own family, with its star taking on the role his mother and grandparents played in his own life.
The Burnei Mac Show started when I was 5 years old.
I see a lot from our childhood in the show, and I see a lot of things from our family.
Especially his grandmother, the way he does with the children, because I don't think she took a whole lot of stuff from them, so that's where he gets all that from, the discipline.
So you kids gotta learn. You all gotta get the fear of God in you. Honor thy mother and thy father figure. So next Sunday, we're gonna give our day to the Lord. We're going to church. Church!
Burnei also shared another part of his childhood with America in the character of Jordan.
Jordan is Burnei Mac as a kid. Always in something. You know, mischievous. Not a bad kid. Just want to outsmart everybody. Want to be the center of attention.
Get some Count Chocolate or something.
I don't want to Count Chocolate. I want mine.
Boy, quit being so soft here. You're always crying. You gotta be a man.
I don't want to be a man. I want my
Boy, you getting ready. You ain't fixing to piss up in here. I made him something like myself when I was a little kid. What y'all looking at? What you looking at? You know, someone that got into everything. You had to watch him. He was sinister.
You waiting on yourself? Are you waiting on yourself? Come here, boy. Come here. Don't you run with me. Come on, please.
With the ratings success of The Burnei Mac Show, everyone in Hollywood seemed to be knocking on Burnei's door. But director Steven Soderbergh was one up on the competition. Before the sitcom even aired, he'd already signed Burnei to appear in his big-budget, star-studded remake of the heist movie Ocean's 11. The 44-year-old actor shared the screen with some of the biggest names in Hollywood. Burnei's part was small, but he managed to shine with the rest of the stars. With a hit TV series on the air and a movie blockbuster to his credit, Burnei was becoming one of the titans of Hollywood. He was comfortable financially, and to make sure things stayed that way, Burnei put his wife Rhonda in charge of his bank account.
I'm gonna tell you his version of why he did it. He said that if anyone is stealing from him, it wouldn't matter because he's married to me, he's getting sex, and it's still in the family. So the money's still there. But the reason I feel I'm over it is because he knows I'm gonna watch every day. He calls me a hawk. I watch everything.
Putting family first had worked for Burnei. The lessons he'd learned from his mother and grandparents were keeping him on track.
Hey, camera Mark.
By the spring of 2002, The Burnei Mac Show was a runaway hit for Fox Television, and Burnei was proud of what he'd accomplished. Network executives were so pleased, they gave the 44-year-old star permission to take his show on the road for a 1-hour season finale filmed in Burnei's sweet hometown, Chicago.
I'm telling you like I tell you. You all fine, but you're crazy.
Burnei Mac, the original king of comedy, has been so open about his life and his struggles.
Damn.
Fans can't help but wonder if it's all just an act.
Ain't nothing sacred. Cut the camera off.
But the movie and sitcom star has overcome painful and sometimes tragic obstacles that were far from funny. But in this episode, he shared some of his most painful memories about his estranged father with his fans.
I'll tell you something I never told nobody, ever. When I was a little boy, maybe 8 years old, I had a birthday party. And Big Mama gave me $15. And my father called. Said he was on his way.
He never showed up?
Oh yeah, he showed up. He showed up late. But I was so excited, Ness, I didn't even care. And he started telling me about how his car broke down and he had no idea how he was gonna get the money. And he grabbed my $15. The funny thing about it was Big Mama called him down the street and she bashed his head in with a skillet. She bought my $15 back.
Mac's emotionally honest approach helped earn the Burnei Mac Show a Television Critics Award, a Teen Choice Award, a Peabody Award, and an Emmy. Burnei also won an Image Award for his work on the series. But the showbiz veteran didn't let any of the acclaim go to his head.
How does Burnei deal with awards? I think that he treats them all the same. It's an honor that people think that highly of you, but it doesn't change what you do.
1, 2, 3, kick it!
During his 20-year journey to overnight success, Burnei Mac has gone from a skinny kid telling jokes on the streets of Chicago to a TV and movie superstar. And through it all, he proved there wasn't anything he couldn't do, as long as he remembered the lessons his grandmother taught him as a boy.
It's fleeting out here. It's mercurial. You could be happening and then another second you're not happening and then another second you're happening again. So you have to have a strong sense of yourself and know who you are. And I think Burnei absolutely has that.
He just wants to make everybody feel a little bit better about being alive for those moments that you spend with them.
He's kind, loving, gentle, They don't see all that. They think he's hard from the way he talks, how loud he is, but he's really a kind soul.
My family is my life. My friends, they're my life. My daughter, my home. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be here.
On July 19, 2008, Burnei Mac's health took a sharp decline, necessitating his admission to Northwestern Memorial Hospital in his beloved hometown of Chicago. For 3 grueling weeks, he battled the complications in the intensive care unit. However, in the early morning hours of August 9, 2008, Burnei Mac succumbed to a cardiac arrest, leaving a void in the world of comedy and entertainment. Importantly, his publicist clarified that the complications leading to his demise were not directly attributed to his pre-existing condition, sarcoidosis. At the time, his sister-in-law revealed that Mac's inflammatory lung disease contributed to his death. He had sarcoidosis, but it was in remission, she said. But because he had it, his immune system was compromised. He had an infection. He was on a new medication that suppresses the immune system, and that's where the pneumonia came from. She revealed that Mac, having trouble breathing and running a fever, was actually hospitalized 8 days before the date given for his admittance. The actor was diagnosed with pneumonia and immediately placed on a ventilator. He was critically ill when he was in the hospital, she added. He was in intensive care the whole time. Burnei Mac's passing marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy that transcended the boundaries of comedy.
It's just something else, ain't it? You can't pay your rent after you come from church. And he has to preach it for the $5. He be like, fuck you in the name of Jesus.
My comedy is not fictitious. My comedy has to come from my heart.
Solid. All right, let's rehearse. Man, he went through China with his shit in his hand. Had 5 women against the wall. I bet you $5 that he fucked them all. Fucked them all. He fucked them up. He fucked them till his shit got sold. He went to the doctor and the doctor said, sorry, Charlie, your dick is dead. He said, doctor, that can't be true. Yes, sir, Charlie, your balls are dead.
I've been performing all my life. So being in front of an audience has never been a problem for me.
It's time to go. Well, go on then.
You want to leave a lasting impression on your audience, you know, and that's something that I was taught too when I first started. Always make them remember you or remember something about you in the film.
I'm going back to my $600 a night hotel room. Got me a nice ass piece of pussy and shit. Okay?
Okay, just breathe. I'm not even in yet.
I got the boogie for you. I got the boogie for you. I got nothing but boogie for you. I got nothing but boogie for you. Say what? Boogie. I just want to say that to you all because you all made me. Okay. You all was coming to see me. You all made me Chattanooga, Louisiana, Mississippi.
I think if I had a few free passes like a lot of people, I don't think I would be as successful as I am. My task here on earth is I have to work harder than the average bear.